Good evening. Welcome back to Leaders of Belagavi, a special podcast series in collaboration with Vigyan Manthan Foundation and KLS IMER. We are delighted to have with us for episode number 2, the Chairman and Managing Director of AKP Foundries Private Limited, a true titan of industry and a pillar of the Belagavi community, Mr. Ram Balwant Bhandare, sir. It's a privilege to have you with us here, sir. I welcome you. Before we begin, let's take a moment to appreciate the industrial backbone of Belagavi. The city is a thriving foundry cluster, home to around 160 MSME foundry units. These foundries play a vital role in manufacturing, producing castings for a wide range of applications from automotive components to industrial machinery. The dedication and expertise of individuals like our guest today, we have been instrumental in shaping Belagavi's reputation as a significant foundry hub. Let's take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Ram Bhandare and highlight some of his remarkable accomplishments. Shri Ram Balwant Bhandare, sir, a distinguished metallurgical engineer, holds a bachelor degree in metallurgy from the esteemed National Institute of Technology, Surathkal. His professional journey spans over 4 decades, including significant tenures at the Mysore Kirloskar Limited and an impressive 42 years as the Chairman and Managing Director of AKP Foundries Private Limited, Belagavi. His leadership extends beyond the corporate realm. He actively contributes to his community as the Chairman of the Belgaum Foundry Cluster and Vice President of the Karnataka Law Society. His past roles include serving as a chairman for the Institute of Indian Foundrymen Belagavi Chapter, KLS IMER Belgaum, and Belgaum Industrial Credit Society. His entrepreneurial ventures encompass a group of companies including AKP Ferrocast Private Limited, Belgaum CNC Applications Private Limited, Integral Alpha Private Limited, and Belgaum Sands Private Limited, all based in Belagavi. Throughout his illustrious career, Mr. Ram Bhandare has been recognized with numerous awards and accolades. Among his notable achievements are the Dilip Damle Memorial Trust Award for Outstanding Performance in Industry, the Alumni Excellence Award from NIT Surathkal, the Rotary Leadership Award, and the Fellowship Award for contributing to foundry industries. The complete list of his awards and recognitions is extensive, reflecting his significant contributions to both industry and society. His company has won 30 prestigious awards. It's quite an impressive and inspiring profile, isn't it? Let us turn back the clock to 1975. Sir, can you begin to narrate your remarkable journey? Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I thank Chetana, Director, Vigyan Manthan Foundation, and my Director, IMER Sheikh, and my very industrial close friend, Mr. Prakash, for considering me as a leader of Belgaum. I also thank my students here from my institute, and also my industrial friends and other friends here who are gathered here in very large number to understand what good I did or what I might have done some mistake also, but when I tell you, then you may be able to ask the questions on that. What is your difficulty, or what exactly you want it from me? You can ask any questions. With this, I'll go to my journey slightly prior to my foundry starting. As Chetna said that 1970 I graduated from KRC. In 70-75 I joined Mysore Kirloskar Harihara. There, that time, there was a 2-year training because of the recession period. Mysore Kirloskar had converted training period from 1 year to 2 year, and I was one of the scapegoat. So I had to go for 2 year training. In the training, I just wanted to give in brief, I will not elaborate that, but first year they used to give 150 rupees as the allowance per month, and then second year they used to give 250 rupees as allowance. And when it was confirmed after that, they used to give 350 rupees as a basic salary. So that was that time in 1970, I am telling you, these are the stipend I used to get, or the salary I used to get. But the advantage was that I was staying in the bachelor's quarters because that time I was not married. And staying in the colony very near to my factory, my foundry, because I being a metallurgist, I was working in the foundry. So it was very easy for me to go to foundry. Even if I want to go for 10 times in a day, I can go, because there was direct connectivity between my room to the factory. And the other things were so cheap, I can tell you, just to give you a brief about it. 14 rupees was the room rate. Hardly 10 paisa was the idli. 50 paisa was the food. And hardly for the, of course, student I should not tell, but my industrial friend, 3 rupees 75 paisa was beer, and 1 rupee was they were giving back if I give the bottle back. So that my salary which I was drawing was more than sufficient for me to have a very luxurious life, and I used to enjoy in the bachelor quarters. But the only trouble was, initially first training was just as a trainee you have to go and then we have to write the diary. Our training director was very peculiar person. He used to say that you have to go to the factory, you write whatever you want. So I used to write whatever, I used to go there and then write. 6 months I did it, but I got fed up with that. And then I told my executive foundry that this is not the thing I should do. Can you give me some work? He said, okay, by the time one person left from melting, and I was put into that melting as a assistant to him. And after working for 6 months, fortunately for me that the other person left the company, so I became the melting in charge. So I got an opportunity when I was in the training itself in Mysore Kirloskar. And then Mysore Kirloskar is such a company, I tell you, a lovely company, that you can, in the day shift there was slightly difficulty to move around everywhere because I had to be on my furnace platform. But in the second and third shift, we can move anywhere we want. So we used to go to the lab, sit for half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, read whatever it is. Then go to the other side of the factory, even machine shop. We had 2 big machine shops, beautiful machines we had, because we have machine tool manufacturing, so it's a lot of accuracy in machine tool. So we had wonderful machines, so we used to go and see the machines. So in a very shorter period of time, I had a very good experience of foundry industry. But only trouble was, that time I had a very bad boss to me. So he was always fighting with me, and I was always, whenever I am right, I used to tell that, no, you are wrong. I cannot work with your suggestion. You give me in writing. So he was telling, no, I am a manager of foundry, and how can I give it writing? You are asking me to give me the writing? So such thing happened for many times. But I knew that he is a metallurgist. He was a ME metallurgist, only ME metallurgist in my company. So he is one day going to be a boss of my factory, or that he is going to be a total boss of the foundry, and then I will come in trouble. So at that time only I decided that I should leave the company and start my own. Because the highest boss that time was a wonderful person and very, very close to me. So I used to directly contact him and get my work done. So that is the reason that today I always tell that I am there today in the industry only because of that man whom I fought. If he wouldn't have fought with me, probably I wouldn't have left the job. Secondly, also I want to tell some more thing you want to ask in between. In short, I will tell you, then you just continue.
Yes.
And then I got married when I was in Harihar only. And since the total atmosphere was so beautiful that we used to get quarters. So in the quarters only there was with 3 family house, we used to get good, about 5 guntas, 6 guntas, or 8 guntas land. So I thought that if I take my wife to the Mysore Kirloskar, 100% she is going to say that don't leave the job. So I decided that I will get married, but I will not take her to the Harrier. Only I will take her to only show what is Harrier. So only 15 days I had taken and then resigned my job. So after marriage, immediately first thing I did, I resigned my job and came to Belgaum. Now, after that, I will go to this thing. In between, you want to ask something, you
Yes,
can
sir.
please.
From your journey, I could pick up two words: beautiful machines, bad boss. That shows a lot. And you coming from NIT Surathkal in 1975,
Yeah.
it sets the tone for an emerging entrepreneur already. And when I was interacting with you about your history last week, you told me how beautiful life, how beautiful the facilities were.
Yeah.
And it was surprising to me and most of them here, I'm sure, most of the women here, because they are raised to find a husband who is in some handsome paying jobs. I'm sure it must have been the same for your wife, but you announced your resignation and started your journey as an entrepreneur. So in this context, I want to know, how has your wife supported you throughout your adventurous journey in the foundry industry? What role she had to play in all this that you are today?
Yeah. After I left Pacific Kirloskar, I had no that much of money to start my business because I'm a first generation businessman. My father was the executive engineer working in that time in Chikodi. So I started with a very low profile of one single lathe, Shimoga lathe. That time Shimoga lathe was very famous. And most of the people were doing crankshaft machining in Belgaum. So I also said that whatever is known to Belgaum, I should do it. So I started crankshaft machining. And that continued for 1-2 years. And that time very low profile job I was doing, hardly 3,000 per month or 5,000 per month. But due to my continuous working and hard working, I took my company to the very high level of almost I was the second or third largest supplier to the Bharat Forge then. But in between there was a recession also, so I started doing fabrications. So I did truck bodybuilding, I did molasses tank for the sugar factory, then I did temporary sheds for government, then lot of expansion of Ugar sugar was I did. So I used to do any job which I can do, and I had some good staff also in the fabrication, good staff in the machining also. So my thing was do something and survive, because that is not my line. My line was foundry. So ultimately I came to 1978 and 79 I started my foundry in Belgaum. That all machinery also fabricated by me only because of my experience. So 1,20,000 rupees total investment I started the foundry in Belgaum.
So how has your wife been supportive in this journey?
Wife that time she was studying. So she was, I was in Harihar, she was in Chikodi. And she was in the final year BA. And then, so she has to complete that BA. And I had decided that I'll come to Belgaum only. But she said that, okay, you want to do the business, are you sure about it? I said, yes, there is no way I can continue as a works under somebody, because that is not my mentality. So you have to initially help. And that time my father was working. So that was the support which I had, financial support, rather courage you can say. So she said, okay, I'll study for say 6 months and then I'll join you after you come back to Belgaum.
So your journey is a testament to courage.
Yeah.
So when I asked you a few questions, and I personally met you, you mentioned about this word specifically, that's courage.
Yeah.
I could see that you have built yourself on courage. So I believe that courage is sourced by either family support or some influence such as mentors, or the excellence and expertise that speaks within us. So what was the source of courage to you?
That was what I learned in Mysore Kirloskar. And I used to work not like the 18 hours every day. Many times I worked 36 hours also without work, without coming to my room. And aim was to understand what I want to do. And ultimately I wanted to do the foundry only. So within a very shortest period, I gathered knowledge to such an extent that I was very much confident that if I start a foundry, I am going to be successful.
So confidence and in your expertise
Yeah.
and excellence,
Yeah.
which led you here. This is
Yeah.
what we derive. Yeah. So I would want you to talk about AKP Foundries because it has impressive list of awards. It has showcased excellence in various areas like export, quality, and innovation.
Yeah.
Could you please elaborate on some of the key technical achievements and breakthroughs that have enabled the company to attain such a recognition?
When I started, initially I started with a very low profile, but 1989, 1990, I installed the first medium frequency induction furnace in Belgaum. Otherwise, all were core type induction furnace. Because I wanted to do ductile iron, which I was doing in Harihar, and nobody was doing in this area. There was only one foundry at Nashik, and I was the first person to do it in Karnataka. So I started Belgaum in 1989-90 doing ductile iron. Because the earlier what I was doing was the grey and ordinary casting, and there was always competition with this very low level people like mestris and all those things. So I had to keep a very low rate. And then many times I lost money also. So I thought that again this is not a line. So I should go for some special type of material so that I can make my name. So in the year 1990 I started this ductile iron.
You also told me that you were the first one to introduce CNC machine.
Yeah. Then after that, one of my person from Harihar joined me here in because there are people. Some people from Harihar went to Shimoga. Some people from Harihar came to Belgaum. I am the instrumental to bring a lot of Mysore people in Belgaum. There was other person instrumental in bringing them to Shimoga. So he joined me, and then I installed my first CNC machine in Belgaum. That time also, in 1990 probably, nearby that I had that machine shop. So that is also because I want to do something different than what is available in Belgaum. That was the basic idea. And other person, machine shop person was expert in machining. I was expert in foundry. So it was a very good combination rather. So I could do that.
Yes, sir. So we also know that your sons
Yeah.
are also prominent figures in this industry.
Yeah.
Could you share how they came to join the family business? Was it a natural progression influenced by their upbringing, or did they choose this path independently? It's Mr. Parag Bhandare and Mr. Gautam Bhandare.
Parag and Gautam both were studied in our JIT only, and then they went abroad because since I am being the only son, my father said that you cannot go to abroad because if you go, you may not come back. So he was very, very much afraid. But I thought that no, I will send both the sons to the America. So both the sons I sent to America. But one condition I said that you have to go for a higher education, one. Second condition was you have to work under somebody because they should understand that how to work under a boss. Because I had a very good experience of my boss. So I thought that let them also have experience of their boss and then come here. Because moment they come here, I was very much sure that they will be called as boss. Then they will not learn what really they want to learn in their life. So both joined me and then they worked for 4 years with me in my factory, in AKP, old factory. And then we decided that we should go for a further expansion because both are studied abroad. So we took part in a lot of international exhibitions. We took in GIFA, we took it in Germany, we took it in France, we had taken part in UK, lot of exhibitions, and then we could get lot of export orders, more than 20-30% export order we could get it. Only possible because of my 2 sons
Wonderful.
coming from abroad.
I still wonder how perfectly both your sons have aligned. Was it easy, or were there times where you have to convince them? And because there are a lot of students here who may own family businesses, so to benefit them, I want to know what went behind the scenes of this great success.
Somehow I think it is a Belgaum, I don't know what is the nature of all Belgaum or something, but there are all the businesses in Belgaum are either first generation, second, even third generation is in Belgaum in the same business. So that is the luckiest and the greatest advantage Belgaum has got. And fortunately, probably he might have thought that my business is growing And probably after coming here, they will also have a better future. So that might be the reason. Otherwise, people who go abroad, they don't come back because they only see money, how much money I get. Otherwise, there is no other attraction. They want a better salary, they want a better vehicle, then they want a big house, all such things they want. And that is all right, because that is requirement of everybody. We should not say that that is his requirement. In India also, that has become a, now, for everybody wants something, a better thing. And they might have thought that it is possible here.
It's really good to know that back in 1970s, parents felt like you are the only son, I'm the only daughter. But the irony is that only son was not allowed to go out, but here the only daughter has to go out and do something. It's with most people. Go abroad and get settled is the, that's the title their parents want. But people like you have shown that anything is doable in any kind of place, provided you have courage, determination, and passion. So with that, I would like to discuss more about your leadership style. While I discussed with you how you pulled off your foundry through thick and thins during recession, you gave very good example of the way you treat your employees. Can you please shed some light on that?
In our company, we work as a teamwork. And I consider my friends to whatever it is, whatever the problem comes, I give them full power to see that they discuss their ideas with me. I discuss my ideas with them. Even many times I have worker also, that what do you feel about it? Suppose there is some quality problem, this problem. You must give a chance to everybody to give his opinion. Then what opinion you can have is a different issue, because you have better experience, you have got lot of knowledge. But there are certain things which always I must understand that I might be a boss, but there are people who are working 24 hours or even 8 hours, 10 hours in my factory, and they know the in and outs of the many small things. You should have a capacity to listen them. Then only you can progress. And if it is a teamwork, if it is all people together, you build a strong structure, I am very much sure to bring the company up, it is very easy. But you cannot say that since I am there, the company is running. No. If that is the case, it will not run.
Can you share one or two examples stating the instances that this is how it this helped the style?
Yeah. I can tell you that I got operated in Bombay for my kidney operation. 1 month I was there in Bombay for the that time kidney operation was very tough job. It was not like today, little or something. It was, they used to cut 14, 18 inches here. Then I told my super manager here that I am going for 1 month and I'll be coming back. And that time I might be doing a turnover of hardly 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs per month. I said, I am going. So a lot of responsibility is on you. So you have to do a better one. Believe me, they did double of my turnover when I left. They worked day and night, and they said that, and every time you used to tell me, you are doing 3 tons, I am doing 5 tons. You did this, I am doing this. Every day, almost once in 2 days, 3 days, they used to phone me that I am doing wonderful and then the company is progressing well. And they manage the whole show without me. So that shows that you should develop an affection towards your company. It is not that because you pay that they should work for your company. They should feel that the company is yours. And that is what the feeling you should bring into them. The moment you bring that feeling to any of your employee, that this is my job, this is my company, the boss is good, he is going to help you. And I do a lot of things. I give them a vehicle, I worry about their children, what they are doing. A lot of my molders, their sons are engineers today. I pay a fee for them. Even other staff also I pay the fee for them. Even in JIT, when I am on the body of JITs, many times the poor girl not able to pay, I said, okay, I'll pay. So that is the nature you should have. Since the father has been a molder, I don't want his son to be a molder. He should be engineer. I told him that let him come, join this company, but as an engineer, let him sit by the side of me and in my chair. I'll be very happy.
That's profound. That speaks of an empathetic leader who has a lot of trust in his team It cannot be said more beautifully than what you narrated. So that talks about your leadership style. So I want to ask something interesting. These days, they say network is your net worth. Was it true even in those times? Because if I go back to your journey, you were laser sharp focused on building your venture, and I couldn't get a lot of mentions about networking, socializing. Can you throw some light about it? How was your networking and socializing skills? Or do you believe that networking, all these are extensive networking, it helps? Help us understand for the new generation entrepreneurs like us.
Yeah. It is, initially very difficult for us to develop anything, any new thing I want to connect with any company. That is very difficult. For even a simple, I will give you the example. From the Atlas Copco to take a 1 kg of a casting, I visited Atlas Copco not less than 13 times. I used to say, no, I will not give you work. Second, no, I will not give you. I will not left it. And today, believe me, I am the highest supplier to the Atlas Copco. But that is the patience you should have. I knew that the company has got a capacity. Unfortunately, my time is not good. So I am going at a wrong time or something. But one particular moment will come that he is in urgency and I am there in front of him. And that happened and I got that job. And today I am in the top position. The same way we went to JCB because I started with my son's very big factory in the Belagavi Ferrocast. Now today we are doing almost 1,500 tons there, 500 here. Total about 24,000 tons. We'll go over 30,000 tons, a figure behind you. There, JCB, we went, he said, I want them. I said, there are already 4 suppliers, I will not give you. I said, okay, I'll give, so I'll give you very little. So hardly 2% of my, I said, okay, no problem. You give me 2%. And then he gave 2 jobs, very beautiful job. I'll show you the picture also afterwards in that, for me. And then I said 5%. Today, I am the 80% supplier to that company. Because the amount of efforts we have put in, of course, my sons were responsible for that. And there is a MD of JCB who had come to Bangalore for the conference, I think global conference here. He said that I am in Karnataka only because there are quality and excellent suppliers like AKP in Karnataka, that's why I am in Karnataka. So these are the words they use. So from zero to the top supplier. So these are the efforts you should do it. But once you take a job, you should 100% be committed to that. You just cannot say that I'll give tomorrow and that tomorrow never comes. So that should not be the case. I used to tell my all bosses that when you give me responsibility, you have a nice sleep. I'll lose my sleep, don't worry. But your job is in the morning. When you come back to the factory tomorrow morning, my job is there in your gate. And that I did it. And today, 100% confidence we give to them.
I want to ask you as a follow-up to this answer. Those were not the days where we had extensive social network or so many opportunities. Like, how would you find the opportunities? Today we have LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. We have more than required information or opportunities. How did you navigate your path in those days to acquire such opportunities?
There was no other way than going personally there and coming back and discussing with them, talking with them. Many of the times we have started in evening here, reached there in the morning, again start in the evening, come back next day morning, and again produce it here and again take back in the next day morning. So there is no way out.
So does that mean the things are made a lot easier for the current generation?
Today is very easy because the things are, almost everything is on computer. I am not very strong in that, but my children are.
On the contrary, what do you think are the challenges that today's entrepreneurs are facing in spite of all of these things? Can you think of some?
Entrepreneurial challenges, you can say that a place like Belgavi, where there is a lot of good labor available, or Atmosphere is very good, industrial atmosphere is very good. Manufacturing type of thing in a place like Belgaum is good. I do not know about the software or something. Software industry, it will flourish in the place like Belgaum or not, I have no idea, because a lot of connectivity and then the other people coming from abroad or something, they need a better connectivity. So may not be possible here. I might be wrong also. But if they are in manufacturing, it takes a lot of time for a place like Belgaum to grow and then come up and then have a comfortable life. But definitely it is not risky here. But if I would have gone to Pune or Bombay, many people are telling me that you come to Pune, what you are doing, 10 lakhs, you will do 2 crores tomorrow. You come to Pune and have a workshop. It's right, it's possible, but it's a lot of risk is there, because the standard of living is also very high. To get a labor also is very difficult. To place a place also is difficult. Here expansion is very easily possible because a lot of place will be available here. So there it might not be possible, but you may get a better profitability if you go to a place like Pune or Bombay. That also I can tell you. If you start a business in Pune or Bombay, you are profitable better. But here it is difficult. But the atmosphere in Belgaum is beautiful. I love Belgaum.
I totally agree with this. We have a much more beautiful, serene, and productive life in Belgaum. Yes. So we also know that you are part of many community services. Example to quote, you have contributed for renovating the toilets in schools such as DP and St. Paul's. And can you throw some light on the community services?
Yeah, first we did was CSR was done at the DP school here, because actually nowadays for the ladies, but my son was studying in DP that time, because it was combined that time. It was not only for ladies. So I did first for DP, their toilets were not good. First I did for DP. Second I did was for St. Paul's, because again, since that was not for the gents afterwards, so he joined St. Paul's, so I did it in St. Paul's. Beautiful toilets we did it in St. Paul's, because many of the places we found that the toilets are not good, and children are going into a very shabby place for the toilets. And that is the reason we have taken the toilet as our area where we can develop. The third thing was the water. So I did a very beautiful tank at Mache. Almost over 20 lakhs I spent on that. And then one I did in that dumb end of school, that government school. When I went to see that school, that is a ladies' school, there are no doors to the bathroom and washrooms and toilets. I was surprised. It's a government school, and all are girls. So I spent 10 lakhs rupees on that to renovate that all. But after doing that, when I see their faces for the inaction, so that is happiness. Happiness is not earning money. Earning money, I can earn it, but that happiness will not live for a longer time, because every time if I do 10 crores, I'll say, why not do at 20 crores? Again, you will be unhappy. So you will be after 20 crores. You want to do 20 crores, you say 30 crores, then again you will be unhappy. But looking at the faces of those girls, laughing and then saying that wonderful you are done, they were not able to talk, but face you can tell. So that is a pleasure in your life. Here also in Mache, when I went for the inauguration of that tank, everybody was telling, all wells in that Mache area are full of water. We have no water shortage now, because huge tank we did it in Mache. That is a pleasure. That is happiness.
Wonderful.
So you should know that, of course, in your life, you should earn money. I don't say that you should not be always in a low profile. You should have a higher profile. But where is the happy feeling? You should know. I started Belgaum Foundry Cluster. Do you know what is the reason? Because 30 years after working in my foundry atmosphere, we were conducting our meeting, monthly meeting, I am a member of IF, so we are conducting in a dirty, shabby place here in some place. I said, we do crores of rupees turnover, and we don't have even a simple place to conduct a meeting. And how many foundries are there? 140, 160 foundries are there. Out of that, how many are good? Hardly 10 or 20. What happens to balance? Balance, they are producing 30 tons, 40 tons, 50 tons. Poor guys, they don't have even testing facility. Poor guys, they don't have the inspection facility. Then how they can improve? I said that we should create a structure to improve that. So that is why the Belgaum Foundry Cluster started. Idea was that these guys will never have a testing equipment with them, which I should provide. And under that government scheme, I bought almost crores of rupees equipment from the government here. And today, all the castings of all these poor people are getting tested, and they are now certified by multinationals, because there is a printed certificate I give from the cluster that this is dimension, this is composition, I stand guarantee for you. So they got their business. Now today they are all in a good shape. So all foundry industry in Belgaum improved. That is the way, that is the pleasure. Today, anywhere, he has done. So that is the pleasure when the people talk good about the Belgaum Foundry Cluster. And the government of India says that the model cluster is Belgaum Foundry Cluster. Everybody from the India, anywhere want to do cluster, they say that go to Belgaum Foundry Cluster, see that model, how they are developed. And then do like that. That is the, even central government, today also you go to Bangalore, Delhi, they'll say, see Belgaum Foundry Cluster. So that is why you should do it.
It's truly amazing, sir. So I'll get back to this question. This is mostly for students. You are an engineer.
Yeah.
I'm also an engineer. I know that our formal engineering education does not much emphasize on all these business and entrepreneurial skills. How easy or how tough was it to acquire all of these and expand?
Yeah, initially, what is a very nice question, because after graduation, if you go anywhere, today even I went to my school, little we understand what they are actually, what we learned and what we are doing there. It's very difficult. But only thing you can do is, in that company there are so many people who are working for say 20 years, 15 years. Even he might be a worker also, he might be a supervisor also. He might be our manager also, or even lower level person also. Initially, you try to understand from him what it is, rather than you showing that you are the great person, you are engineer, this fellow is already in 7th standard pass or matriculate, and why I should learn from him. If that is the mentality, you will never learn in your life. And then after understanding from them, you should go to the laboratory, or you should go to the library and connect that. What connect you don't have. You have read it, then you have seen it. If you try to connect that both the things together, you will start understanding at much faster rate than those people, and then you will become the boss. Then you can start telling him, no, that is not right, this is right, you do like this. So that knowledge you will gather, but you have to have that connect. You have to read a lot. You have to go to the lab and understand that how it is working, and then get maximum details from him and connect to the what we have studied. That will make you successful. That much I can tell you.
Can you also talk something about the procedures and how do you scale up as we go? Because as a founder coming from engineering background, I learned this from my mentor, Dr. Prakash. He said that the founder's mindset is different from that of a CEO's mindset. Founder, very often he is bored of one product. He wants to jump into making another product. But whereas growing businesses need stability, somebody who wears the hat of CEO and expand it, what happened in this area of your company which helped you both invent new things and also scale with a stabilized products?
You know, when you start growing, you will start getting the opportunities from outside. Even your customer will give you a lot of opportunity. Something which you are not known also, they will say, can you develop this? Can you do this? And once your mindset is there to develop any damn thing, because you have a lot of courage, now you have understood the business well, then you can do even whatever you don't know, also it is possible, easy for you to do it. Initially, probably it may not be. Of course, Prakash is a young guy, so he is doing a lot of new things, which I am not doing, I know. It's something very new to the Belgaum he is doing, probably first time in Belgaum he is doing. But we are of the earlier people, will continue with that and take the support of these people and try to take their technology and then use at our place so that we are economical and still we can be worthy to supply to the other people. That's all I can say.
So going ahead, I would like to derive it as experience being the source of all learning that happens with us. So one question for the students here, because this event is being organized in collaboration with KLS IMER, is there a message for these students, MBA students? There could be some entrepreneurs here, aspiring entrepreneurs. Do you have a message for these budding entrepreneurs in the audience?
Yeah, this dear friends, this is a good, Belgaum is a good place. Please jump into business. Definitely we are there to help you out. Of course, whatever I am having knowledge in my foundry or whatever I can connect with the other industries in Belgaum. Definitely there is a cooperation between each other. We will help you out in doing the business. Of course, the software is there. Probably I am not the person to guide you, but it's a good place to do the business, especially in manufacturing. If you want to develop some product or something, you can do it here. Definitely the labor is good. The lot of engineering colleges are there. Lot of diploma colleges are there. So a lot of people you will get it. But those I also started taking now diploma and BE in my company. But you have to train them. Now slowly I am training and I am finding them, those people are much better than what I was having earlier when I used to take hardly say BSc or not even BSc, SSLC man. These people, grasping power is very good, but you have to put a lot of effort to see that they are groomed to your level, and definitely they will be a asset to you. So you can do a better business in a place like Belgaum, and it is easy to do it, not much risky to do it. I can tell you, you can jump into it.
Thank you, sir. We'll soon come back to taking questions from some of the students here. Before we conclude, I have a question about Belagavi. So you have witnessed Belagavis transformation over the years. Could you share some of the most striking changes you have observed in its industrial landscape and community spirit? How has Belagavi transformed over the years? And is there a message for Belgamites that you want to share?
I think Belgaum is a place where the standard business goes. There are only three things which are going in Belgaum, and they are top class. It's not that what we do in Belgaum is a ordinary class. If you take in foundry, we are producing world class casting. If you go to hydraulics, we are the world class people to produce the hydraulics. Even I think our lot of equipments are exported, and rather some of the equipments, hydraulics or the foundry, we are the only people producing in the world. So such type of things are available in Belgaum. So Belgaum in one particular two, three areas is very strong. Of course, recently that aerospace industry and all this thing have started. But it's a type of a set business Belgaum is growing. I don't know other things. Very little on the software industry is coming up in Belgaum. Via labs and all this are coming, but I have no idea on that much.
Thank you so much, sir. Before we conclude it formally, we would be glad to take some questions from the audience. It's open for you.
Good evening, sir.
Good.
What is your vision for the future of Belagavi in terms of industrial and economic growth?
Future of Belgaum?
Yes, what is your vision for the future of Belagavi in terms of industrial and economic growth?
Industrial growth in Belgaum, if you talk to me now, is very difficult because there is no land available. There is absolutely no land available in Belgaum. If you see, why I am telling you this is, I have seen the days, I am 42, more than 48 years in Belgaum. One stage was there, 100% casting for Kolhapur was going from Belgaum. Today, Kolhapur is producing 5 times more castings than Belgaum because they have started 5 big industrial estates in Kolhapur area. And they have started giving the abnormal amount of subsidies, sometimes subsidies 130% of the investment. They are given Hath Kanagle. Or that MIDC in the nearby Gokul Shirgaon, they are given 100% to the investment subsidy. So that area developed. In the case of Hubli also, a lot of industrial area, almost about 300, 400 acres is developed. Here the basic problem now in Belgaum is industry is stagnant because there is no place available. If at all you want to develop, you have to take the private land and do it. And that is what is happening. Not even a single industrial estate has come in Belgaum in the last many years. Only I think one at Kanagle which has come, but that is also a border of Karnataka and Maharashtra. I think a lot of Maharashtra people have bought that land. That's what I feel. But smaller business like software or other thing which you don't need much of a place, you can definitely do it. But in manufacturing, you want to do a very big business in Belgaum is very difficult.
Thank you, sir.
Industry, you are also looking after various aspects of education in KLS. How you manage both the industry and the education part?
That is my passion, you can say, because after doing a lot of things in the industry for 35 years, I thought that one day it came to my mind that I should give something to the society. If I do not give, then it is just like that I have come here only to earn money. So that should not be the nature of a man. So almost every day in the afternoon session I keep it for the doing any work which is there. Like here I attend a lot of meetings. Most of the times I am in the Belgaum Foundry cluster. It is by mind I decided that I must do something to the Belgaum. And I do it only for Belgaum. Slightly I am selfish. Anybody who comes, I say nothing doing. Only Belgaum, you talk to me. If you are talking somewhere, please don't come to me. Any help anybody wants in Belgaum, slowly, slightly I can say Belgaum district, that's all, not more than that. But it is 100% Belgaum I am interested in developing here. Either developing the schools or developing in Karnataka Law Society or developing in the industry. Anything in Belgaum I am ready to do, but not outside. And fortunately, of course, my both sons have come, they are working there. And my old company, I don't require people because I said to such an extent that they work on their own. I have to just go there, to be frank with you. I don't do much of a work there. I have not entered my foundry for the last 10 years. Huh? I don't go inside. Till the turnover is increasing. I sit in the office and come back.
Hello, sir. It's very nice hearing your story, and I remembered one conversation I had. You may not remember it. I had started my company in Bangalore, and it was 5 years, and we were thinking whether to expand there or shift to Belgaum. And my uncle Maruti Kono at that time said, "You go and meet Bhandare sir. He will give you the overview." And you explained very important reasons why it may be a good idea to come back to Belgaum and expand here. And thanks to you, that decision has worked very well for us. We came back to Belgaum and I shifted my family and company, everything. And we started building, and it has enabled a different level of growth being in Belgaum compared to what it would have happened in Bangalore. I had one question that my journey also is, we started small and we went on expanding as the things were required. But today, the tone of any startups or any new venture, beginning itself, the founders want to raise money either from investor or from other financial institutions, and they want to start big. So what is your suggestion? Is it a good idea to raise more money and start at a bigger scale, or start slow and slowly grow as you go? What's your take on that?
If you ask me that you should start slowly, step by step you must increase your business, then only it is possible. As far as startups are concerned, you must be saying what I learn is 60% are not working. They are all collapsing. probably might be...
Statistics are 90%.
Or might be
The failure
90%.
is, yeah.
I don't want you to tell that because the people will not venture into it. Then they'll say,
Yes.
I'll join the job. I don't want to do in the business. I want a lot of people to come into business. So that I said 60. So 40 I kept them for venturing into a business. Let them venture into business. It's not that difficult. But in startup, that's the problem. And then suddenly if they slightly click, they think that they can do in crores. So which is not so. It's very difficult. Some people have done it in startup. I think I'll give the example also. There was my college people only, Suratkal people. They started the taxi for sure or something. And they were giving taxi. Now today Ola is there. And they did so well that when Ola came, they sold that taxi for sure for 100 crores. They had put in hardly 2 crores of rupees. But that's a luck. You cannot say that everybody will get that luck. 2 crore money they have put in and they got 100 crore from Ola and they said, we'll stop our business. They stopped their business. Today, they are into different business. So they are giving in place like a Bangalore and these are all engineers I am telling you. Providing the drivers. Because now, driving from the club and everything, drunken driving is difficult for the people. So they provide the drivers. Per hour they have fixed the rate, 800 rupees per hour, something of that sort. Driver will come to your house, take your car and then again drop you back. There also they are making crores of money now. But they are only in mega cities, not a place like Belgaum. They are in Bangalore, they are in Chennai. So what business, who can do, I don't know. And most of the startups are today of this particular type. All engineers, something, immediately I will supply in 10 minutes to your house, they will bring something like what is that?
Swiggy, Zomato.
That Zomato, something. Such type of things are happening. I don't know what it is. It is not a brainy idea like you or something. You design something and then you prove that you are much. It is very difficult for you to prove, I know, but there is a brain behind it. Because you have to prove that you are developed something new and that is much more better workable and it is profitable to anybody. So you know what difficulty it is. Whereas the new startups are something different. I have no idea on that. But I think it's better to go slow.
Better to go slow.
And putting that money into some startup and then losing money, it will be very difficult. Probably some people who have got very huge amount of money, they may be able to do it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'll take this opportunity to ask one more quick question. How easy or difficult was it to crack the export market? Because many of us hear that there is good profit there, good revenue there, and different level you can take your company. So how difficult was it?
No, it is initially to enter into that market is very difficult. Because you take part into we have also taken part in many exhibitions. We lost a lot of money. But we got a very small order. But that order, after a year or 2 years, then he told somebody, and that person came to us like that. But definitely I can tell you that India, because I am exporting to China also today. People are afraid that China is the cheapest market and then India can never supply something. It's not so. Today, many of the components from me, because our original manufacturers like, Cummins and all, they started in China. So, but the components are going from Belagavi, from me only. That means that they are not getting at that rate in China also. So you are still competitive in a lower volume. May not be in a big volume, you will be competitive in China because China's volumes are very huge. But in a mid volume, say 1,000, 500, 2,000, 5,000, still you will be economical to do the business. And doing the business is, you have to struggle a lot initially. But once if you get into that pipeline, one by one, you start getting the business. Today, I don't ask for the component. They say, can you develop this? Can you develop this? So automatically from 5 components, today I am supplying 50 components to them. And that becomes a huge business for us. But as you said, it is initially difficult. And I also not doing anything when I started my Foundry. Only my sons came back from abroad, then they took part in various exhibitions. And you have to go also abroad, lot of times you have to go. And nowadays I feel that you should have go down facility there. That you should develop. And then only a better business will come. You are looking at a huge business of export. You must have your own go down facility there. So that they order today, they want to in 1 hour to be delivered there. So nearby where you supply, they want to go down facility there. So that is a new trend which is coming up. We are also trying to do that, to have a go down abroad. So that you also think of it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. That brings us to the end of another insightful episode of Leaders of Belagavi. Mr. Ram Bhandare, sir, thank you once again for sharing your inspiring journey, wisdom and vision with us. Your dedication to Belagavi and its people is truly commendable. To our listeners, we hope you found this conversation as enlightening as we did. The stories and insights shared by leaders like Mr. Ram Bhandare reminds us of the transformative power of passion, perseverance, and community spirit. Join us again next month as we continue our exploration of leadership and inspiration with another remarkable individual from Belagavi. Until then, stay curious, stay motivated, and keep striving for excellence. Thank you.